Hey everyone, today we're talking about the effect that social media has on your mental health.
Oh boy, Riley is here with something stupid. I wonder
Don't
what.
worry, this won't be an evening news, this new study says your kids are miserable kind of thing. Instead, it'll be more like an examination of the often overlooked detrimental factors that play a role in social media.
Are you serious, Riley? Are you really serious? What is this about?
Because there are some very common arguments against social media, mostly by older people who don't understand social media and don't like it, but that's not what this is. In fact, there are lots of aspects of social media that are extremely positive.
Yes, there is. But your video is gonna prove me wrong, isn't it?
It creates a place of community and allows people to find each other who never otherwise would have. Especially for folks from marginalized identities like queer people, it can be life-changing.
Queer people! Again, Riley. Okay. Let me listen on, because I don't believe this.
In a positive way. But like any tool, social media has its good and its bad. Today we'll mostly be talking about the bad.
A bad side? Okay. Now I really want to know.
So the common arguments you hear about the negative effects of social media probably go something like this.
When you see everyone's perfect lives on Instagram, it makes you sad that your life isn't that perfect.
Nobody says that, Riley. It's just you. Yeah.
Everyone's only posting online for followers now, and it consumes their every waking thought.
Okay. That's not true. That is not true, Riley.
People have record low self-esteem because they feel like they aren't as attractive as Instagram models.
What is this about Instagram models? Like, how are they involved into this?
Your children are addicted to Snapchat and Twitter to the point that they never go outside.
That's not exactly true. You idiot. Jesus Christ.
People only communicate through apps now and never see each other face to face.
Some of those arguments have a good point. I definitely don't want to say that social media is perfect in every way.
It's not perfect. Maybe think more often instead of come up with a stupid argument like this?
I just think these arguments, for the most part, are overhyped. Does social media have a negative effect on people's self-esteem?
Yeah, it does. But, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes it does, but other times it can have a positive effect. You can find studies that point to all kinds of different results.
As in, you're not proving your point here, Riley. At all.
So what it seems to me is that social media doesn't inherently have a positive or negative effect on self-esteem. Instead, it depends on who you...
Oh my God. Can you say something smart, Riley? Jesus!
Follow. When people follow celebrities with way more money than them who don't look like them, it can make them feel worse about themselves.
It's called depression! Riley, learn your facts!
But when people follow their friends and family and people who look more like them, social media doesn't have that same effect. In fact, following people who look like you can help your self-esteem.
Oh, is this proving anything, Riley? You don't actually know this.
Because you can say, look, I think they're hot and my body is similar to theirs. And the wonderful thing about social media, as opposed to like media in general, is that you can choose to follow only people from certain niches who look like you.
Are you serious? This is absurd.
If you're trans, you can follow a bunch of trans people.
Really, Riley? Trans? Every time I see it here.
If you're not thin, you can follow other people who aren't thin. If you're a person of color, you can follow other people of color. That way, you're seeing lots of people who look like you in a way that mainstream forms of media usually can't provide.
Goddamn Jesus Christ, fucking hell. I wasn't gonna swear, but this idiot.
Social media has the potential to help your self-esteem. It just depends on how you use it. And I don't want to put this solely on people who use social media.
Fuck. Okay. It sounds like you are going at people that do.
Also largely influenced by what the algorithms of these social media apps are recommending to you. So there's definitely ways for social media to improve there, for sure.
How can they improve, you damned idiot? You don't know that.
But I don't think it's the big bad evil that it's often hyped to be.
Really? You're hyping it that way. Riley, stop talking.
And to briefly touch on those other arguments, I think that older generations will always be afraid of new things.
Okay, my mom raised me to be polite, but how can I be polite to you if you can't stop?
When books came out, people thought they would cause everyone to stay inside.
Fuck, I knew he was going with that route. Who else knew it? I certainly did.
And read all day. When TV came out, everyone thought the same thing.
What about the people that are handicapped, Riley? Did you ever think of that before making this video?
And now people are just picking on social media because it's the newest thing young people like that's popular to hate on.
Again, that's not true. My mom used social media. She used Facebook crying out loud.
People still go outside. People still interact face to face. None of that is going away anytime soon.
Exactly. What are you trying to prove, Riley? Nothing.
The only difference is now we have online ways of organizing to meet up in real life with people we actually like. So none of that, I would say, is the main reason social media is hurting your mental health.
Are we really gonna go there, Riley? Alright, let's go. Let's go.
The biggest reason, honestly, is something that I see discussed sometimes, but not very often. It's the fact that thanks to social media, we're seeing so much depressing, negative, painful news day in and day out.
Did you ever consider to think that that's the world we live in now? Okay.
Before social media came around, all this stuff still happened. Bad stuff has always happened, obviously.
Point proven, Riley. This is not what I thought you would be.
But before, we didn't have a way of perceiving all of that at once. We'd read about it every now and then in a newspaper, or see a couple stories about it on the evening news. Dealing with negative news stories is a fact of life, but social media has taken that and amplified it to its extreme.
How did they do that, Riley? It's like you're saying something, and I just don't understand.
When you wake up and check Twitter, you likely see tons of stories about awful things that have happened in the world. All day as you scroll through, even if a lot of your timeline is positive, negative news stories are chipping away at you all day.
Are you serious? Are you serious, Riley? Okay. Let's listen on more. Jesus.
Then when you go to sleep, they're likely one of the last things you see as you scroll through your phone before bed. A certain group's civil rights have been taken away. A terrible human has been appointed to a high political position.
Why bring up Trump? It's like you just hate him.
A person is raising money so that they can try not to die from a preventable illness. A war continues to be fought and civilians are killed. Most people see this stuff all over their time.
You left America. You have no right to talk about the United States.
And even when people don't see this stuff everywhere, they can feel guilt over not being informed enough about these things. So it's kind of a catch-22 where you're always miserable. Human brains aren't meant to deal with so much negative news at once.
You know, Riley, there are apps other than Twitter and Facebook, some like Discord and Amino, are better.
We can deal with bad things happening occasionally. We can have hope and we can see that there is good in the world. But negative stories so much more often make the news because they're more likely to be one-time events than anything positive. Since positive things tend to happen more slowly over time. And then those negative stories evoke an emotional response in us and get us to share them, so they reach more people. And then we're all swimming in all this depressing news. And again, I'm not trying to say that it's social media users who are at fault here.
What are you saying then? 'Cause I'm not understanding what you're talking about, you idiot.
We share things that tug at our heartstrings for good reasons. We want the world to know about negative things so that we can change them, because you can't change something you're unaware of. I think there's nothing wrong with wanting to talk about the bad stuff happening in the world so that we can fix it. But when all we see all day is a constant deluge of negative news stories, it can take a toll on our mental health.
I'm sorry, but your argument isn't valid here. Like, no one's gonna believe you. Sheesh.
People may not want to admit it, but it's difficult to see so much bad stuff happening in the world and not feel at least a little down about it. For many, it can be debilitating. And really, I don't know what the solution is here.
You're gonna make one up, aren't you? Like you did when you say, oh, you transphobe, you don't trade transfers with a dick. What?
I think one piece of it could be adjusting social media algorithms, because large chunks of what we see now aren't decided solely by us, but by an invisible algorithm that guesses what will keep you on the app for the longest amount of time.
Can someone pick up the phone because I just called it? Oh my God.
Often they find that stories that evoke a strong emotional response do that the best, even if that response is anger or extreme sadness.
Like I have now. I have anger because of you. What is your point, Riley?
But even if changes were made to the algorithms that show us the content we consume, I don't think that would fix everything. And so I don't have all the answers here.
And don't give any answers if you don't have all the answers. That's better.
This video isn't about fixing social media, it's about how you can cope in a world where this is a reality. So what can you do?
Ignore it. That's the best option for anyone. That's you.
Well, the first major thing you can do is go offline more. I know I'm gonna sound like some anti-technology old person here.
So you admit. Okay. That's good, Riley.
But going offline can be so beneficial. Not because you're tied to a screen or not getting human interaction or whatever, but because then you're not seeing all this terrible stuff all the time. And I think one of the best things you can do to cope with so much negative news is just to not see it. And I know that's hard. I know you might feel a lot of guilt about not always knowing everything that's happening. The only advice I can give you there is that you need to take care of yourself if you ever want to have an impact on these things in the future.
That's all I can take, because this idiot keeps going on and on, so... Yeah. It's not the best time for you to get even more angry at this douchebag, so... Let's end it there. Okay. I'll see you guys in my next video, which, well, I don't know what I'm doing it will be, but oh boy, I just need to make the response to Riley, because I don't really like Riley. Does anybody? But he's not Onision level, but Onision is worse. I will not do if you guys want to do a response on Onision, I guess I can, but that will be. Probably that'll take a lot of convincing for me to do. So, but yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching and bye.